Who governs European security? By what means? And how is it legitimized? These are the key questions that we address in our JEPP special issue on the regulatory security state in Europe. We argue that before our eyes we are witnessing developments in European security that are very similar to what regulation scholars have studied for quite some time now in the EU single market, namely the rise of a regulatory state that employs rules as primary policy instrument for providing security and that draws on the epistemic authority of experts as prevailing foundation of its decision-making.
How do the contributions to our special issue engage with these claims? First of all, they trace the regulatory security state in different fields of European security. In traditional defense matters, such as armament policies, with regard to digital security issues, such as military AI and cybersecurity, and in individual security fields, such as health security. Based on these mappings, we also investigate the causes and consequences of the regulatory security state in Europe.
IR scholars still consider security as the realm of nation-state. These positive states monopolize political authority and they possess the capacities to provide security directly. But this conventional wisdom no longer captures the more complex and contested nature of contemporary security policy making in the EU. By contrast then, regulation scholars have focused on non-security issues. But they have neglected the emergence of a regulatory state in security. So we had a double objective: to advance the research program on the regulatory state and to contribute to a better understanding of European security politics.
Our special issue shows how pervasive the regulatory security state is in European security politics. We find it first and foremost in digital security, where state capacities are traditionally scarce. But the regulatory security state has also established itself in the field of individual security. And perhaps surprisingly, it even extends to military security. Here, it usually combines rules-based and capacity-based governance. The regulatory security state profoundly matters, but its effects are not always the desired or desirable ones. It may even have negative consequences for the effectiveness and the legitimacy of security policymaking in Europe and even beyond. Precisely because its implications are consequential but ambivalent, we think the European regulatory security state deserves further scrutiny. And this is particularly so in times when member states and the EU are struggling to muster the capacities for a strong response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine.